What's good, guys? B Green Flex here, voice of Flex, back again. A little bit of a delayed video as far as my every other day rule for revamping the channel, but things have just been busy, and I'm going to explain all that shit when I do my why I took a hiatus slash new crib, new room tour, which that video will either be this week or next week, probably next week. Long story short, I've been working 6-day weeks instead of 5. Still have my construction business, but just have a lot of shit going on. So, but that video will be this week or next week, and I'll explain everything in that video as far as my life as a whole. But for now, we're back again doing another reaction video, and we have today. I was kind of going through some Fresh and Fit clip, like shorts or whatever, not shorts, but their clips channel, just to see something to react to. But this one was not too old, and it has McQueen in it, which shout out to him, is dope YouTuber. I used to watch his stuff all the time, actually. And this one specifically is she claimed men want her special energy more than box. So haven't seen this one, and that was the reason why I kind of had to pile or go through all of it, because I've seen a lot of their clips on this channel. So, but based on that title, I'm thinking this chick is probably going to say something about guys liking her for her personality and all this stuff, and it's like, no, they just want to fuck. That's that male versus female. They don't understand that we look at it strictly physical. Love comes later down the road. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy. As usual, socials are down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. And the TikTok clips will be up on my TikTok. And yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so ladies, I have a question for you guys.
Uh-oh.
If a man flies you out, are you obligated to him?
Ooh.
Right off the bat, I'm going to say that they're all going to say no, or at least a majority of them. But as men, we all know that if we're flying you out, it's because we're expecting to fuck. Because at that point, if we're flying you out, we've already had some communication, maybe some nudes or a few FaceTime calls, something. We're not just flying you out because we think you're cool. No, look, we're expecting to fuck.
Good question.
We can start from here.
No, if I don't feel like I want, because my body, it's my temple. And
Your body's your temple. Were you thinking about that when you accepted the offer to get flown out?
well, I give him my time, my energy,
But he
my
gave you his
presence.
money and his time.
This is a fair exchange, I feel.
How is it fair? If he flew you out and he spent his money and his time and he entertained you, paid for your
His
dates while you were there,
time.
the least you could do is give him some pussy.
No, because my time as a
See, that's the thing. Why, just like I said before I even watched any of their responses, like I said, some of them might say, yeah, you're pretty much obligated to, but most of them, or if not all of them, are going to say no. And it's because they expect it to be still, you're flying me out so we can get to know each other better, and if I'm not feeling it, then I'm not going to do it. And it's like, no, like I mentioned before, if I'm flying you out, it means we've already spoke multiple times, maybe even met in person before, and now like we met on vacation or something like that, and now I'm back home, you're back home, whatever the case may be. But at that point, like, stop playing games. Like McQueen said, you done spent your money on the flight. You're more than likely paying for everything while she's there. Dates, food. Maybe you do some shopping or whatever the case may be. Like, come on now. And either she's staying at your place or you got a hotel. Like, it's just one of those things where there's a big disconnect, because women always look at it emotionally like, oh, I'm not feeling it anymore. But no, like, come on. He flew you out because he was expecting to fuck you.
the woman, it's more valued and
It's
pressure.
more valuable than the hard time and
How
effort
old are
and
you
hard work.
again?
I'm 29. Oh, actually,
I'm
just turned 30.
Okay, you're 30, I'm 26. When I reach 30, I'm not the same, like, valued.
Well,
on the
niggas don't want you when you're 30.
bright market, like you, when you're 40, you're in the peak of...
Bitches are still gonna want me when I'm 40. That's not the same for you, though.
No, I mean, like, I get expired faster.
We know.
So my value of my time is more, like, expensive. Like, I should be picky and careful on whom I spend to. And if I give you my time, it's already like a treasure, a gift. Because I can...
But we don't want your time. We want to fuck. We spend time with you because we want to fuck. This is why girls don't understand. It's like when we sit here and make moves on a girl, whether it be our girlfriend, a girl we're talking to, hooking up with, whatever the case may be, when we make a move to try and fuck you when we're hanging out, it's because we're only spending time with you because we want to fuck. And it sucks to say it like that. No, it doesn't suck to say it like that because girls don't understand. We don't operate in this fantasy world. It's we want to have sex, so we're going to spend time with you, spend money on you, go on dates with you, all these things because we're wanting to have sex with you. Otherwise, we wouldn't even waste our time. That like we don't want to just get to know you to hang out. No, we want to fuck. I will say though, some girls, I've actually had a girl that I used to hook up with for a very long time be like this. Some girls literally will just be like, okay, I understand what it is. Boom, boom, boom. She comes over, we fuck, she's gone. Like, and I respect that. That's cool. But very rare girl.
Choose one of the other
So
99.
does that mean that you don't respect the fact that the man spent his hard-earned time and
I
money to
give
bring
him
you
my
out there in the first
female
place?
energy. I give him my
Listen to me.
time.
The only female energy we want as a man is to bust a nut.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? That's all we want.
That's
So like,
why you would call like escort or sorry.
no, I'm saying like if a man spends his hard-earned time and money to fly you out, you don't think the least you could do? You think that your feminine
I don't
energy
think
is
so.
enough?
Yes.
Fucking
I
retarded.
know my value. Excuse me?
It's just you're retarded. If you really genuinely think that, that's some retarded shit to say. You think that your feminine energy is the equivalent of a man who spent his time
Absolutely.
and money to fly you out and spend his time to entertain you and pay for your time
Have you watched
while you're there?
the movie where she was like amused?
Niggas
like,
don't give a fuck about that movie, nigga.
no, like the girl, she has this nice tattoo muse. Like when she was just staying home and everybody was bringing her gifts and diamonds, like man gifts, dying for her attention.
No,
because she was inspiration. Like
Real
her.
quick, because you're asking her this, I want to make sure that how many girls agree with her? Raise your hands for the girls that agree with her. I just want to get a temperature.
Oh, don't puss out now. Don't puss out now. I know some y'all agree with her.
Listen, I'm not agreeing. I just feel like it's expected. I'm like, honest to God, I've never been flown out because I know that's expected, and I just don't want to do it.
Okay.
I will say I'm glad none of them raised their hands. It kind of goes against what I said was going to happen, where most of them were going to say no, or all of them would. But I think it's because getting flown out is kind of like such a known thing nowadays as far as the dating community in America. I say America specifically or purposely. But she obviously is delusional. But this one chick that just said, like, I don't agree. I know I haven't been flown out, but part of the reason is because I know that's expected. And that's now I would say if he asked this question, say 3-4 years ago, maybe even 5-6 years ago, before, because that's when social media was starting to kind of blow up, but that was before TikTok and stuff like that. But just in general, the answers would probably be more no. But now that with all the social medias we have and all the, more clicky terms we have and modern dating things we have going on in social media, girls kind of know what being flown out is, what it means, and when a guy is sliding in your DMs talking about flying you out, what that is entailing. So now girls kind of are like, okay, I understand that that's what is expected and what we're supposed to be doing. But just in general, the way that the one chick was answering the first chick is how most girls are. I actually watched a reaction video to a clip like that from a dude named, or his channel is A Different Perspective. I think his main channel is something Kicks. I can't remember, but y'all probably know who he is. But it was a chick that got flown out by a dude. He paid like $2,000 for the flight or some shit. Got them a hotel, like paid for all the food, dates and stuff. And then like she was like, no, like I don't want to hook up and stuff. And he's like, bro, like you done sent me nudes. We done FaceTimed, like all this stuff. And now I'm flying you out and you don't want to like, because he was trying to kick her out of the hotel and tell her to, and he canceled the flight back. So telling her to get your own hotel or find your own flight back, this and that. She's like, no, at least get me that. It's like, no. Like I think he ended up spending a total of like $5,000 to fly her out and for the couple nights and all this stuff. And when she ended up saying no, he was like, nah, fuck that, bro. Like I done spent hella bread. Like I worked hard to get that bread. And you should know that, especially after sending me nudes and us FaceTiming and talking all this time, that's what's expected. So in a way, it could have been she could have been just trying to use him as a free trip or free shopping spree, whatever the case may be in the back of her head, but portraying like, oh no, I just don't want to. But either way, it's really fucked up.
Let's ask the question one more time. He said, ask it one more time for the people. Just so
I'm trying to say, if a man flies you out and you accept it, are you obligated to have sex with them?
Now, how many women say yes? Raise your hands if you say yes.
Yeah.
Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Yeah, that agree with that. It's yes.
What do you mean flex it out?
Okay. The difference is if you discuss it beforehand, then you're gonna run the risk of him saying, "Okay, I'm not taking you." If you're dumb enough to assume that you're gonna go somewhere when he
Hold on, I am gonna let you guys each explain your point. I just want to see what everyone's take is. So,
which is weird because he just asked that question to all of them and said, "Okay, if you agree with her, raise your hand." They didn't raise their hand, and then he said, "Okay, if you think you're supposed to be fucking if he flies you out, then raise your hand." And they didn't raise their hand. Only two of them did. So I don't understand what's going on.
Raise your hands if you think the sex is expected and obligated. Yes. Raise a hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the rest of you guys say no. It isn't.
I say it's expected.
So y'all agree, but y'all agree with her. She's saying no, it's not obligated.
Yeah, I don't think it's obligated.
Okay, so all right, cool. I just wanted y'all think it's obligated. You guys think it's not.
This
cool.
side is saying
That's
no.
Fine. Yes. That's fine. So
I will say he did switch up the terminology. One of the times he asked, he said expected. The other time he said obligated. In a way, in this sense, you can kind of use them interchangeably because we're saying, okay, flown out, expected, obligated. But because, you know how women are, when something is said a certain way, they didn't agree with her because she said obligated, but then he had said expected. So they're like, okay, yeah, it's expected, but not obligated. But either way, it's the same thing. Do you think that you're supposed to be having sex with this man if it's flown out? It's that simple.
So be ready to defend your point when he comes to you. That's all. I just want to get a temperature read on the room. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, McQueen, sorry.
You're kind of right. Let's move on to the next person.
He's right though, because in a woman's eyes, it's all fantasy world. Oh, he's flying me out because he likes me, wants to hang out with me. No, we just want to fuck. And if I'm spending these kind of resources on you and spending that kind of money and time with you, I want to fuck. That's it.
All right. Why do you think it is not obligated?
I don't think it's obligated just because sometimes people genuinely pay for good-looking company, like on everything.
She's partly right there because there are because of social media and OnlyFans and porn and stuff like that, there's a vast majority of men that will use their resources and time on women just because they're like, I want to just have a bad bitch on my side or be able to take to dinner and impress everybody, and they don't even fuck. Like, I've actually know a handful of girls that go out with the older dudes or just dudes with money and don't even fuck them, like legit don't even fuck them, but they pay them X amount of money, hundreds, even thousands of dollars, just because they want to have that like eye candy. But come on now, that's a very small majority, and for the most part, the dudes that are like that will say that from the get-go.
Sometimes you see like, sometimes you see athletes and like celebrities flying people out just to like be photographed.
And real quick, I'll say this is one of those situations where girls always use anecdotal evidence or make exceptions dictate the rule. Exceptions don't make the rule. Just because there might be that 1, 2, 3 guys that will fly you out and not expect to fuck doesn't mean the other 500 that want to fly you out don't want to fuck. But it's because women live in, like I said, in this fantasy world where if something happens specifically to them that one time, or if they know one person that's done something, they don't speak in generalities. They speak in exceptions.
Or like have videos to post on socials and
to be photographed, like on some Jeffrey Dahmer shit.
Nah, not like that. But like, if there's someone like I have a friend that was just flown out to Cancun.
What did I say? Literally, they sit there and make exceptions, make the rule. Exceptions don't make the rule, and they speak in these fairy tale, anecdotal evidence lives because they have that one person that did that one thing. So they're like, oh, this must mean this is how it goes. It's like, no, just because you had that one friend be able to get flown out and not expected to fuck doesn't mean that that's how most of the time it's supposed to go. Like, literally, I just called it.
Okay. And nothing happened. It was just like 30 girls in a house with these athletes, literally like completely separate vacations. And they were just there for the Instagram pictures.
Okay, but like, what about like a one-on-one situation? Like, say I'm like, hey.
But one of those 30 girls got fucked. Come on, man.
For sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I can only speak for my friend because I know her.
All he's doing is bringing a plethora of options.
No.
I mean,
but he made a very good point. One-on-one. What would you do?
Like, if I was to be, like, if I hit you up and I was like, hey, we were talking in the DMs, I got your number, we were talking, whatever. I'm like, hey, I want to fly you out, and you accepted it.
Okay, listen, that's circumstantial because if you go and the guy's like,
it's not circumstantial. Just give a and this is like, just answer the fucking question, bro. Like, it's a yes or no. One-on-one, got your number in the DMs. Now he's saying he wants to fly you out and you accept. Yes or no, are you expected to fuck, obligated to fuck? But now it's circumstantial because this guy, it's like, no.
like a total like lame, like whack, terrible time. Not obligated whatsoever.
But you would know that
even
already.
if he is a good time and like you guys end up hitting it off.
Speaking of him,
still not obligated.
Because a girl wouldn't give you her number in the DMs after going back and forth with you for a little bit if she thought you were lame or thought, even if you had a cool profile, verified, whatever, if you just didn't really know how to like speak to her and reply to messages and stuff, she wouldn't give you her number. So by then she would already know if you were a lame and shit. Like, and this is why the argument is stupid.
But I mean, like,
so okay.
It would be expected.
So let's say this. Let me answer this. If we're talking, I've shown you nothing but good vibes. Okay, we're texting, whatever, and I'm like, hey, I want to fly you out, and you're like, yeah, all right, cool.
I appreciate that he's not like getting frustrated, and he's dumbing it down to their level because everything I've been saying is like it's simple, yes or no. It's we just want sex, this, and that. But he's able to, and I think this is partly from him being a YouTuber and part of most of his YouTube channel being like talking to girls and stuff like that. He's able to kind of dumb it down to her level, like, okay, let me put the scenario in place for you and let me completely embellish it. Let me continue to go down this rabbit hole with you to finally get you to understand yes or no. So I appreciate that patience. But she did kind of say right before he started talking, like, okay, at that point, yeah, probably is expected.
And then you come over there and you just said right now that even if you do have a good time, you're still not obligated, right? Am I obligated to send your ass back?
If you want to, sure.
I'm not gonna send your ass back. You want what? So are you gonna get mad at me and call me a piece of shit nigga if I say I don't want to pay for your flight to get back?
Yep. See?
Yeah.
But how is that fair? We flew you out already. We bought a round ticket. We like he said, been paying for the dates, been entertaining you, spending time with you, all these things, and you don't fuck. And then it's like, okay, well, if not, that's cool. But I'm canceling everything from this point on. Say I got you a round trip for 4 or 5 days and we're 2 days in, you still don't fuck. Like, okay, cool, but that means I'm canceling the flight back. If I got a hotel, I'm canceling the hotel. Or if you're staying at my crib, like, you're about to get your own hotel. Or you figure out your ride, or your flight, your ride, whatever the case may be. Because, obviously, I'm doing all these things because I'm trying to fuck you. Like, and that's the thing, that's the disconnect is, like, why women subconsciously know that, but they want to have this empowerment deal of, oh no, I'm not obligated. It's like, yeah, you're not obligated, but because of that, I'm also not obligated to give you the reciprocation of those resources in time. So see ya. And she's like, are you gonna call me a lame fuck nigga? She's like, yep. And it's like, how is that fair? Because if I was to sit there and disrespect you and call you whatever names, you still call me those names anyway. So
okay. So do you think that I have the right to call you a piece of shit bitch if you don't give me some pussy?
No.
You can call me whatever you want.
I'm not saying I would genuinely call you that, but like I'm saying, like if I thought that, like if my position on you was like, I really don't give a fuck about this bitch at this point, because like if I showed you a good time, I spend my heart because like what Myron Fresh talk about all the time, like you guys don't understand how much time and effort and work it takes for a man to even get to the position to be able to even get a girl's attention to want to fly her out,
right,
and then 2 to have the money to actually buy it to fly her out,
right,
and then on top of it have the time to even show her a good time while she's there, while still being able to continue to make money at the same time and entertain her. And
a lot of good points, because like they talk about, it's to be even attracted to females, you have to have some type of status, money. Even if you don't really have money, you still have to portray yourself in a way that they're like, okay, this guy has something going on. He's not a fucking loser. Especially when you're DMing girls on Instagram or, TikTok or Facebook, whatever the case may be, and you're able to get to a position where she's agreeing to have you fly her out. That means that your profile is on point, which means you probably have some type of money, or you at least, like in my case, like I have a business, I could afford to take a few days off or leave, or, while she's here, work not that much and still be able to have some type of revenue coming in, stuff like that. And I can afford to get the flight, all these kind of things. Like, to get to that level, you've already had to do all these things to get there. Whereas the girl is literally just, oh yeah, you can fly me out. So the exchange is expected because it's a years for us to get to a position to be able to even do that for you. So now, in return, we're wanting sex.
And then you don't give me some pussy. Like, I just feel like girls don't even really understand what it takes for a man to even get in the position to do that. So, like, for you to say that, you know, you're not obligated, you're right. You're not obligated. But I'm also not obligated to fly you back.
Right.
Totally in the right.
It's
no, 100%. I agree. I'll pay my own flight back if it's like that.
That's great. But you seem upset though about it.
All right, so you also said a woman isn't obligated. Go ahead, shoot. Why do you say so?
No, I just feel like if I don't want to, I don't have to. Like I'm not because you flew me out. Okay, cool. Like I can buy my own flight, but that's great. If we're talking, listen. At the end of the day, if you're gonna fly me out and I decide to go, 100%. Like I like you. That's at the end of the day, it's what's gonna happen.
Right.
But if how she said, we go and we don't vibe, and it's like, why can we actually met in person? I don't like you. Like I'm not obligated.
But she said that if you guys do vibe, she's still not gonna give you some pussy.
I did not say
that. You just said right now. Even no. You just said right now.
I don't think she said that.
Even if I go over there and I do vibe, and when everything's good, I'm still not obligated.
That's what you said.
Yeah, I said.
There's just no obligation.
This goes back to what I said before about them using the terms expected versus obligated. In a girl's mind, obligated is it's all emotion as far as I'm not obligated to give you my body. Like you don't have the rights to my body, but they're using them interchangeably, those terms. But all they're saying is they're using obligated very loosely, and that's why I wish they would stop using it because, of course, they're going to take offense to it. But all they're trying to say is if I'm flying you out, we've already been talking for a while, everything's cool. At that point, sex is supposed to happen. Like, that's what is expected. That's what's supposed to happen. Are you obligated to? No, you're not a hooker. I'm not paying your day rate. But it's just the fact that that's how they take that. When they hear the term obligated, they get emotional about it and think, oh, I'm not obligated to do anything for you. You don't have the rights. Like, that's how most girls think. But they're just meaning it in a sense of, okay, we went through X, Y, Z, so the next step is supposed to be sex.
Obligated, yeah.
Okay, so there is a situation where, like, you would.
Is different.
Okay, so, like, there is a situation where you can picture yourself going there, having a great time, you know, eating this nigga's food, you know, using up all his money, all this shit, and not giving him some pussy. You can see yourself doing that to somebody and not feeling no type of way about it.
Sad thing is, they can probably, and that's so fucked up because, like we were just talking about, like he was saying and I was just mentioning before, is that a man to be able to be in a position to pay for flights, pay for food, entertain you during that time, be able to just make whimsical, you know, what would the term be? Not allocations, but be able to just take time off of work randomly and things like that is it took him years to get to a position like that. So it's fucked up that they're going to be able to, or they're going to give you that time and resource and all these kind of things and energy, and you to just be like, yeah, I could still show up and like him and everything, but still not fuck him. But that's how girls think.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, sorry.
You a savage.
Well, there we go. There you have it. Yeah, I mean, definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's kind of, we already know how they act, how they move and stuff like that, but either way, hope you guys have taken something from this video, extrapolated some type of knowledge, info. Like I said, I'm going to upload, you know, some of the clips to TikTok like I always did, or like I did before at least. I'm actually, when I close this one out, going to upload some of the clips from the previous video I did on the TikTok. So make sure you guys go check that out. I'll have the link down in the description. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. And like I said, the video about the hiatus, why I was gone for almost a year, and just my life in general, what's going on, and my new crib and room / setup tour will be either later this week or next week. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, appreciate y'all, love y'all, and stay blessed.